Hey everybody, Jared here with Groovy Plants Ranch. Today I'm going to give you a few tips on how to successfully overwinter your succulents indoors. The first step is to make sure your plants are clean of insects, and if they do have any insects, treat them appropriately. Next thing is to find a nice sunny window. South or west facing windows are great, an east facing window will work as well, but they need at least 6 hours of bright light per day. If this is not something that you can provide them, you may want to consider purchasing some kind of grow light. We like LED grow lights. They're a little bit more expensive than fluorescent, but they're extremely cheap to run. They last a long time, and they're a nice full spectrum option for all of your house plants. When keeping your succulents indoors over the winter, most of them are going to be going dormant. So they react to the daylight change, and they start to go dormant. Also, temperature is a factor in that as well. So it's important not to overwater them, and really you're going to significantly hold the water. One factor I would use is actually looking at the plant itself, and if the leaves are starting to crinkle, then it's probably time to water. But you really want to let them go dry for as long as possible. And one thing to remember is the air movement inside the home is much less than the air movement outside the home, so your plants are going to dry out a lot slower. So it's important to be careful with that watering. Too much water mixed with too little light leads to leggy plants, which is one of the biggest complaints we get with succulents. Plants are kept indoors, they're probably getting more water than they need and not enough light, and they stretch to get to that light, making them weak, and then they need significant trimming to make them look nice again. Definitely do not fertilize your succulents over the winter. They don't need it. They already grow in a pretty arid and an arid environment with very little nutrients, so when they're not actively growing, they do not need fertilizer. We recommend, if you're going to uppot your plants, waiting to uppot them till spring. Again, if the plant is semi-dormant, you don't need to uppot that right away. You don't want that to encourage more growth over the winter. That said, most of your typical succulents are going to be winter dormant, but there are a number that are actually winter growers, and they'll need a little bit more special care, so do research the varieties that you have. That's the best way of knowing really what they need and when their active growing season is. So I hope that I've answered some of your questions about overwintering your succulents, and as always, feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions regarding your plants. You can always send us pictures on Facebook or Instagram if you have a specific issue, and we'll do our very best to help you out. Hope you all have a great winter overwintering your plants, and we'll see you in the spring.